Now, representing a part of the nation that's been really harmed by the loss of manufacturing jobs over the last 2 decades is the Ohio Valley region. Representative Charlie Wilson is from the Youngstown area. Would like to, and I invite him here to talk to us about his situation in the Ohio Valley in the Youngstown region. Welcome.
Thank you, and thank you for convening this important discussion about our economy and our need to create jobs. I appreciate both of my colleagues from the California area and say that I represent the Ohio River Valley area that runs from Youngstown down through Steubenville, Athens, Marietta, Athens, on down to Scioto County. So it's all along the Ohio River where we have had for many years and generations steel workers and people that have helped to move this economy and our country forward. But by July 17th, over 112,000 people in the state of Ohio will lose their unemployment benefits. This is due to the Senate's inaction to extend unemployment benefits, which contribute to the important everyday expenses like paying your mortgage, health care bills, utility bills, and cost of food when there isn't a paycheck coming in. The American people are hurting, and they want to work. Until we can get everyone who wants a job working again, I believe that it's important that we continue to support unemployment insurance. On July 1st, I was proud to vote in favor of the House-passed legislation to extend unemployment benefits for millions. This 6-month of extension of benefits will not only help families looking for work, but it's a proven fact that it will boost our economy also. In a recent Washington Post ABC News poll, more than 6 in 10 Americans support congressional action to extend unemployment benefits for jobless workers. And the Washington Post agrees, stating in a recent article that passing the extension of unemployment insurance is both the right thing to do and the fiscally prudent thing to do. I'd like to quote the Washington Post editorial. Drawing the deficit line at additional unemployment benefits is short-sighted because, if anything, the economy could benefit from more stimulus spending, not less. Unemployment benefits, which are most apt to be immediately plowed back into the economy, are about the most stimulative form of spending, extending them both fiscally and sensible and morally decent. Unemployment benefits are an essential lifeline. The Senate needs to extend them. In fact, the analysis from the Nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office suggests that extending unemployment benefits is one of the most cost-effective and fast-acting ways to stimulate our economy. It's not just the CBO. Many economists agree that extending these benefits decrease the changes of slipping back into a double-dip recession. As a matter of fact, I have here from Mark Zandi, chief economist at Moody's Analysis, a former economist to Senator John McCain, who says for every dollar that is invested in unemployment insurance, $1.61 is pumped back into the American economy. I hope that all of us can see the need for extending these unemployment benefits and move quickly to get our people voted back, able to have the Senate do the right thing and pass unemployment.
Thank you very, very much from the view from the Great Ohio Valley. Before we started this 1 hour, you and I were chatting off the floor, and you raised another point, and I'd like you to, maybe the two of us can kind of talk about this for a second. We're really faced with the choice here. First of all, this is unemployment insurance. This has always been a program in which over time employers pay into a fund for insurance if their workers become unemployed. Because of the downturn in the economy, the federal government has had to backstop that insurance program. Presumably, over time, we get the economy going. Some of that will be refunded. I know it certainly will be at the state level because the state's obligated to make it back up. But with regard to the individuals involved here, if their unemployment insurance has run out, they have not received a check now, I think, for the last 2 weeks. If this is not extended, what happens to them?
Well, it's sad because what will happen is they will go down to the welfare level. They have to be able to have food and some way to be able to survive. And I think it's the biggest part of cruelty. And secondly, I believe that the states are already scraping by with just not having the proper funding that they need. So to push this down to the state level would be catastrophic for a state like Ohio.
And a person that was working, was receiving insurance, is now going to be on welfare.
That's correct.
So there's no win in this. And once again, where's the Senate? I know what happened in this House. The Democrats almost universally voted for this. We were able to get 29 Republicans to vote for this unemployment insurance program, and only 29 Republicans did so. We were able to pass it. 153 Republicans voted no. So what's the sense of all this? It really raised a question in my mind, because as we go through these bills that have been passed from this House, some of which have been signed into law, passed the Senate, signed into law, the Republicans universally vote no on these jobs bill and even on unemployment insurance. I don't quite get it. We were talking earlier about the workers, the homeowners, and the first-time homeowners buyers, tax relief for small businesses, emergency relief for American families. That bill passed here with only 7% of the Republicans voting yes, 93 voting no. Even on student aid, we're talking about men and women that want to go back to school, that want to be able to continue their education. And one of the most important ways to stimulate the future economy is to have a well-educated workforce. But in that case, that particular piece of legislation that passed this House would have increased the Pell Grants so that people, kids and adults could afford to go to school. What do the Republicans do? Not one Republican voted for student aid to help students go to school, to continue in school. I'm curious what's going on here.